All right. Welcome to the best travel podcast in the world. I am your host, Fraser Laveay. I am with Jared Campbell. And today we're going through the lovely country of Belize. Best things to do, places to party, beaches, historical, cultural, adventure. And Jared has a lovely backdrop. If you're into football, and if you can't see, well, we're here. Jared, tell us about yourselves. When did you go to Belize?
I was waiting for you to intro me so I could say something. You were taking a long time, so I was just sitting there thinking. But that was a good intro. Uh, I've been to Belize. Honestly, I don't want to share this because I don't want it to get overcrowded. But Belize is the best vacation you can possibly take, at least as Americans. I don't know if this is for Canadians or anyone in other places. It's a short trip. It's
Yeah, it's
close.
biracial.
It has it all, bro. I know we're gonna get to the whole podcast, but it literally got the beaches and the drinks and the parties. It got some Mayan ruins and the jungle and the coolest zoos. It has the slums and different culture. It's a mind blowing experience, and it's not that expensive. I mean, yeah, there's parts of it that are expensive, but it's not that expensive. So if I was telling anybody, you don't got to be rich, you just gotta want to. And Belize is the perfect place for you.
I'm with you. It definitely has all the boxes. Everything you said, I'm 100% for. Where did you go when you were in Belize?
All right, so just a backstory.
Mhm.
I went there because of one of my ex girlfriends. Shout out to her. I'm not gonna say her name though.
Mm.
Her family was from there, and so she went back and she was like, "You
Ooh.
should come." And so she was there for a little bit. I joined them, and I got to see the slums of like Belize City first. Right, not gonna lie to you, I'm dangerous. You know, I walk through Colorado, and everybody knows that. Don't mess with that dude. Real recognize real. And it was like that in Belize. Like it was a place that probably was a little more dangerous than it should have been. But
Yeah, I
like
heard it
walk
is.
around with confidence, and people ain't gonna mess with you. They're good people there. But if you go to Belize City, they have like the coolest. They have a farmer's market where you get fresh fruit, and it's the coolest thing. And actually, when I was there, I saw a meal get made from scratch. Someone went fishing, they caught a bunch of fish. Someone climbed up a tree, cut down a coconut. They made coconut oil, gave some coconut juice. They put the fish together from scratch, and they got some rice. And it was the best meal I've ever had. There was no refrigerator involved. It was just people and want to. Only in Belize.
Yeah.
All
Would
right,
you
then.
suggest like people to go to Belize City or just like only if you have a guide? Because I've heard only if you have like a local to kind of go to
Right.
Belize
No,
City.
they have a nice strand of hotels where they have casinos and cool stuff right there off this core. So, like that's perfectly safe in Belize City. Obviously, you go to farmers market, which is safe. But if you want to go into the deep lands of Belize City, it depends. I mean, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily the safest thing to do, but it's not that dangerous. It just depends on your level of comfort. Obviously, me being the color of the people that live there, I was a little safer. But they all knew I was American because I had socks, and it was like, "You got socks on, bro? He's American." And then,
They don't wear socks?
that was a joke. But I mean, socks is a luxury, right? That
Yeah.
socks is like, I don't want my feet to stink.
Ah, I feel you.
But
Have
I'm
you
not saying
been?
shout out to Belize City. You don't have to wear socks to be cool.
Yeah, that's fair. And I stayed a lot of time on the mainland. Like I went to Placencia, San Ignacio. Where all did you go? You went on the islands and you did that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna butcher the names how they do it, but like the capital of Belize City is a little town that I went through. It was kind of cool. I wouldn't recommend regular tours go to the capital. It's like two hours west from the Belize City. I went to San Pedro. San Pedro is obviously the place that if you're gonna go, that's the main place to go. Um,
That's like the
you know what's
party
cool about
island,
San
right?
Pedro? Yeah, have you been? Are we
I
talking like
I just did the
you're about to blow
mainland
my mind,
because I love the mainland because there's beaches and,
bro,
and you go to San Ignacio out in the
bro.
mountains. You can do everything. I just didn't want to party on the
No,
island. I've been to islands before. I heard it's beautiful.
man, you gotta slap yourself. You gotta
But that's
slap
why I
yourself,
got you
man.
here to tell us about the islands, and I'll talk about the mainland.
All right. So I almost wanted to buy an island because Caye Caulker is the one where people, like a lot of Americans, buy houses and live there. San
Hmm.
Pedro is more of the party island. It's the cheapest vacation you get. I had a hotel, literally open your doors, you're on the sand of the beach, and the ocean is maybe 20 feet away. And that hotel was like $120 a night. Like it was crazy. And then everybody rents these like golf carts. And nobody has cars out there. They just have golf carts. And you rent a
Yeah.
golf cart for like $30 a day. And you just be whipping through the city, going to the grocery store. And they got these bars that are like on the piers. They have like literally like Fat Tuesdays, and it's just everybody drinking, getting drunk, and dancing. Perfect if you want to meet people, but at the same time, great if you want to go on vacation with your lady, y'all drinking. It's that, and then also in the daytime, you get like boats out. They got the coral reef, like the only like North American natural coral reef is there. You get literally go
Yeah.
snorkeling there, and then they have the giant sinkhole. The giant sinkhole is very close to San Pedro. And if you're a diver, you can go down there. My swimming skills ain't not to be stereotyped. I can swim great on the
Mm.
top of water, but I'm not trying to do scuba
Yeah.
diving swimming.
Yeah.
But
The
if you want to, they
underwater.
got the great sinkhole there. And the fact that you haven't been to San Pedro, like that's if you're gonna go to Belize, I would say San Pedro's number one you have to do. And
Ooh.
then all of this is like, I mean, I went jet skiing for like $30.
Yeah, I mean, I'll debate you because Placencia and San Ignacio, I spent 2 weeks on the mainland, and you could do all the stuff you can do on the islands, like in the water in Placencia, and you kind of take also some tours and do snorkeling. But then you go on
No,
the
no, no, no,
mainland,
no,
there's
hold on,
like,
hold on. No, let's talk. Let's talk. You can go. You
yeah,
can see the coral reef on the mainland.
you just take a tour out there. I mean, you still have to take
Oh
a tour from the island. It's like you're swimming right into the coral reef,
no,
which
okay, okay.
yeah, like
All right. And so
Placencia
you
to
go.
San Pedro isn't too far.
Placentios, I mean, San Pedro's an island. It take you like a ferry ride of like
Yeah,
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
yeah, exactly. And Placencia is just kind of at the start. It's like south of Belize City. It's real pretty. But no, I mean, I think if you can do both, do both. I just didn't have the time to do it.
Oh man, you got to go to San Pedro. I'm telling you, don't listen to Fraser. Fraser,
And it,
very very smart man, knows a lot about the world. But when you go to Belize, if you don't go to San Pedro, you miss an experience. You get a 7 out of 10 max.
yeah, it's the second biggest barrier reef in the world behind the Great Barrier Reef. It goes all the
I
way
know
up
you.
to
So you saw the
Mexico.
reef. You saw the reef.
Yeah, well, I've been to it in Mexico and in Honduras. I've been to it on those, but never in Belize. Oh yeah, never mind.
Did
I went. Yeah, I did go.
did you touch? Did you touch the reef?
No, you're not allowed to.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, allowed, suppose.
I ain't gonna lie. Me and the reef made love.
I don't. I mean, some of it can be like burning. I'm not a marine biologist, but like some will burn you
Oh
and
yeah,
cut you.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Because it's a living organism. People don't
it
realize that.
is.
Yeah,
No,
it's got a heartbeat. It's like a. It's Godzilla. You know, it's Godzilla before he wakes up.
it's like home tree, but in the water.
All right, this podcast is getting weird.
Even what you don't like Avatar? We can't talk about Avatar.
No.
Oh, okay. All right then. San Ignacio is my favorite place to go in Belize. Well, it doesn't have the beach or the water. It's in the jungles, in the mountains. It's by one of the coolest Mayan ruins I've ever seen, and you can
Which one is
actually
that?
climb up them.
Yeah, no, that. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
All right.
Um,
The,
Sunantinich.
the best part of the Mayan ruins, like everywhere you go in Mexico, the Mayan ruins, there's a bunch of people being like, "These are the rules. Sign this waiver." And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, guys. I went to the Mayan ruins in Belize, and I gave got $5 at the front, and they let you walk on them. Man, you can get a drill and drill. I'm joking, don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's very much a lot of freedom. Almost to the point it was scary. It was a very scary experience.
Yeah. Yeah. In Zunantinich, you can go and have like a 360 view of the jungle when you hike to the top. It's real cool.
Yeah.
There's Cahill Petch, an archaeological preserve in San Ignacio. They also have a market that's real cool. And just you're in the jungle. It's like, it's stunning. It's really cool.
And man, you pronounced that right because I didn't want to say the ruin's name because I was like, I'm going to butcher it. How you say it
Yeah.
again? Ignatius?
Zunantinich. Zunantinich. Yes. Luka Zunantinich.
All right, are you sure? Though? I feel like you kind of feel nervous saying it too.
No, Zunantinich.
All right, I'm gonna make
Maybe
sure if you post this on the
Hunantinich.
gram, I'm gonna make sure I send this to some of
Yeah.
my smartest friends and be like,
Yeah.
let them know if he capping or not. Is this
Yeah.
right?
And then there's the ATM. What you know about ATM?
I didn't go to
Some,
that one. I only went to Dunachness.
I was trying to lead you for a joke. It's incredible. You go for like hours and hours and hours into caves and you go splunking. You're not allowed to bring a phone or anything, so no one has pictures of it.
Why?
But huh?
Why? You can't bring
I
a
think
phone because
you
they'll
you
wake
get
up.
like it's a lot like that Thai movie, the Thailand, the boys who are stuck, the 12 boys, the 12 adventures wrapped down under.
Is that a
Same thing.
movie? That really happened. They made a movie about that already. That just
Yeah,
happened.
the movie's good. Who's in it? Not Ray Fiennes, but it might be Ray Fiennes. Did you know Ray Fiennes is also Voldemort?
What do you mean?
Like Voldemort from
Oh, the actor. Yeah, okay,
Harry
I do.
Potter is Ray
Yeah,
Fiennes.
I didn't know
Anyways,
that.
Yeah. But yeah, so you go into like caves and it's real tight, and they have full on like skeletal remains that you look at and stuff because there used to be a spiritual center where they would, I don't know if they sacrificed or buried people or maybe both, but it's pretty crazy. So that was, and then there's another, you can go tubing through caves on the way there. It's outside of Belmopan. Belmopan is like kind of in Belize, in
Yeah.
between Belize City and San Ignacio.
Yeah, Belmopan is the capital. That's what I was at to mention
Oh,
that.
that's the place you're talking about.
Yeah. You don't need to go there. But then also, this is the part that you missed, Fraser. They have the
Yeah.
zoo. The
Yes.
zoo, the zoo in Belize is kind of like a safari in Africa because you're like, I'm not sure I'm safe. Like, I mean, you
Not
have this,
safe at all.
it's like, whoa, wait, is a panther supposed to be that close to me? Like, oh,
It was just like a school fence, like like your backyard fence, except your neighbor is a fucking jaguar. That's so wild. Like there's a panther, and like people are taking pictures like this close, and it could just grab you through the fence.
I don't like you being that close to my screen, Fraser.
That's how I felt about the jaguar and the panther.
And then there was a really cool spot. I forget the name of it because this is a while back. They had this like cool like water park that's not too far from Belize City.
Oh,
But in back they do like this, and I promise you, everything in Belize is kind of you feel like it's a one-off. Like I don't know if this is a service they offer or a special thing they're doing for us. But they were like, oh, you could take a canoe trip through like the channels. And they gave us literally this. We went really far walking to just us and this tour guide, and we are literally almost felt like living in the country. Like he was taking us to like the villages in these small towns, and he was telling me how they don't go to the hospital for nothing. He said if you get bit by a snake, you chew on this bark till you get numb. If you do this, and he showed us like how they eat and live without any like first world. I go to the prescription store. No, they fix their own problems. And like if we saw the what's like the big elephant thing, a tapir.
oh yeah, tapir, tapper. Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
to
I
pronounce
started
it.
thinking it was like, "Oh, is this dangerous?" He's like, "Nah, he ain't gonna mess with you." And it was just like you got the most extreme wildlife. I gotta
Yeah,
find his actual name for that, but if you go there, Google what I'm saying, and hopefully it'll give you enough suggestions you find the right place. But it's definitely a 10 out of 10 experience. It's the best place ever. Frazier wanted me to talk about Zion, wanted me to talk about Big Bear. And I said, if I'm going on your podcast to show my face and get your people to like what I'm talking about, it's Belize or nothing. Honestly, if I retire, I want to retire in Belize.
that's a good place to retire. Also, I love their food. Remember we made stewed chicken last time you were on. Oh
I
my
was on the
god,
show. But you can't cook it
make
like them, bro. They got it.
oh
I'm
my
telling
god,
you.
yeah.
And it's cheap and it's fresh. I mean, I'll tell you, they cook everything fresh. They get the fish that day. They scale it, they cook it, and they give it to you fresh, man.
Uh-huh.
In the refrigerator.
Yeah, the brown stew chicken I had at the zoo was like the first my introduction to it. And you would think, oh, the zoo it has terrible food like every zoo in the world. No, it was like a grandma in this tiny little kitchen, and she's like made you a plate. Oh my god, it was so
And
good.
and then they also have the zip lining and cave tubing. That's a little ways out, but they have this beautiful,
Yeah,
like you go to the top of a mountain, you zip line over the jungle, and then they have the cave tubing where you just go underneath caves and you sit in the cold water. Water's cold. That's what I will say. The water cold, but
yeah.
outside of that is good.
And I was there actually for in the summer, which is lobster season. And I remember you got like a plate of lobster for I don't know $5, $10 or something stupid.
Damn, man, let's take a trip to Belize, man. This is nostalgic, man. We
Yeah,
should be doing this podcast in Belize.
in Belize. I'm gonna go to Colombia in 2 months.
Man, I don't like traveling with you all these exotic places. Versions like, yeah, I'm going to the slums to go build soccer fields inside of the worst favela in Rio. You want to join? And I'm like, nah, man, I'd rather not.
uh, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, San Ignacio is where you can do cave tubing, waterfall seeking, jungle treks, village visits, cooking classes, kayaking, zip lining, paintball, horseback riding, and you can even go to Guatemala in a day trip. So San
Guatemala,
Ignacio is my favorite place, and that's why I was just reminding myself all the good stuff about
that's
it.
where the Mayan ruins was. It's pretty much on the Guatemalan border.
Yeah, and then you can go across, and there's like another larger ruin in Guatemala, just across the border as well. But yeah, I love San Ignacio. I would
Like,
say do half your trip in San Pedro, where Jared's talking about, and then half in
oh
San
yeah.
Ignacio for the
What's the
jungle.
recommendation? You got to go. If you're going to Belize, I say 7 days, man. It's a 7 day trip. It's a small country, but 7 days.
Yeah. I would say if you can, it's hard, like do 10. If you can leave on maybe a Thursday night
Mm.
and then come back Sunday, because
10 too
you
much,
that way you
man.
can do like 4 or 5 days in the jungle and do all that stuff, and then like 5 or so in the beach.
You only need 2 real days in San Pedro. You go get the morning time, go jet ski and see the coral reef. Maybe the next day go to the sinkhole, nighttime party, ride your cart around. Then that's a weekend thing. Then come back to the city, maybe go spend one day in Belize City, enjoy the festivities. There's some gambling, there's some cool little like scenery things, and then go to the jungle, baby. And 3 days in the jungle is enough, Fraser. I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
Amazon of people you have, but most of us can't take longer than 3 days in the jungle.
I mean, they have nice ass hotels in the jungle.
All right. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, but I didn't stay in a nice hotel. We drove back, but
Yeah, no, there's like real nice hotels that you have like views and stuff, and it reminded me a lot of like Chiang Mai or like spots in Peru where it just kind of you're immersed in nature and with all this cool stuff to do and incredible food.
mm,
But yeah, I mean, I say Jared says 7. I think 7 to 10 is perfect. So you can do a little bit of the mainland jungle and a bit of the island stuff. And Placencia's good. San Pedro if you want to do the beach. Yeah, man, I feel it.
I
Any
love it.
other last thoughts on Belize?
Honestly, I think I'd leave some for surprise. You guys are listening to this podcast because you're going to Belize, hopefully. And if that's the case, just experience it, enjoy it. The weather's good. The food is amazing. The people are kind, and there's so much to do. And let them know if you go anywhere, man. Just tell them Jared sent you.
Mm.
They speak a broken English there that almost sounds like another language. Sometimes you'll be like, wait a minute, what? Can you slow down? But they speak English. And so, yeah, tell them Jared sent you, and they probably would charge you more. But, just
Yeah.
use my name.
I rented a car. Oh, you had people there, didn't you? So I rented a car when I was in Belize City, and I took that to Placencia up to San Ignacio and back. It was real easy driving. It wasn't busy at all. But
Well,
you had someone drive you, right?
the roads are a little bit tough. They have some big potholes and stuff like
The
that.
potholes. Oh my God. I'm glad you reminded me that.
Yeah, so you're making it seem like it's an easy drive. You got to be
Aside
careful.
from the potholes.
Yeah.
Those potholes are like something, they're not potholes, they're like actual speed bumps, but
Meteor,
reverse speed bumps.
meteor craters, man. I think things from the sky.
And then they have like giant ones. I remember I almost messed up my my rental car because I just flew off one. Like they're triple the size of regular speed bumps on a highway. They literally just put them on a highway.
Crazy, right?
Rent a car, but be safe because those speed bumps don't mess around. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming, Jared. We'll have to have you. We'll talk Zion maybe at some point.
Thank you,
Big
man.
Bear.
I appreciate you putting me on your podcast, man. Thank you for having me on. Everybody watching this, I love you. I genuinely love you.
InspiredTravelLead.com. This is Jared Quay, Fraser Laveay. I never noticed it rhymed before until saying it out loud. Go Jamal Murray.